Welcome to the final episode of SONday Chronicles. This is March, what date is it? March 6th, 2018.
Or 7th.
Oh, 7th, that's right. Damn, I ruined that. But anyways, Chris and Cassie with SONday Chronicles, and this is episode 50.
Yes.
So, let's just start talking. We have a couple things to talk about.
Yeah, the last episode I want to talk about letting go. And we have done 50 episodes of some real tough topics and questions and understandings. And, these topics are very prevalent in the world. But we have had a lot of understandings about why they are the way they are. I've said this in the 49 other episodes. Once we have these understandings, they go away. And a big part of evolution is letting go of old energy to replace it with the new. And I've also said many times on all the past episodes, it's the new time. It's the golden age, the age of Aquarius. It's God's eye. It is things being pushed to the surface and wiped away. And SONday Chronicles to me it's part of the purpose. These were things that came to me. I felt compelled to talk about them and understand why they're happening. So possibly the world or the thousands of people that watch these videos could have that same understanding and kind of join, and then, it kind of spreads out through the world. So this final episode, I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
It's been a tough run. I was joking today, and I was like, if you want to be known worldly, you have to take on the world. And most importantly, you have to survive.
The world's a tough place.
Yeah. And we survived, we got through it. There's a lot of personal growth that we had during this, and I'm very grateful for the all of it,
All of the darkness, because the light is so strong now.
Yeah, you see it.
You
can feel it, you can see it. The system that's in place right now is dwindling, self-induced. People are getting to see that.
It's going to keep getting crazier, I think.
Yeah.
That's all part of it. It's part of the big process of letting that go.
Yeah.
Not only so in your personal life, I have found that letting go of people, that's the old energies we're talking about. Sometimes it's people, sometimes it's ways of thinking. It's usually all of it, I feel, but
yeah.
It's letting go of those things that are holding you back. You are yourself usually holding yourself back. By not letting go, you're being dragged down by those old energies, and it almost felt like a crossroads, I think, with everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
It's like it's time to choose. Am I going to let go and move forward for this new earth, for moving forward, or am I going to stay with this old energy and get dragged down with it because I'm so attached to material and my ego's so overpowering?
Carving the path in the chaos. We did an episode about that, and that's what we're doing. We're carving our own path amongst all of the material chaos that's happening in the world, and it's coming to an abrupt ending. A lot of people, you see a lot of people in the world, just people that aren't publicized, going through some shit. and
You
abrupt
can feel this heaviness, this darkness almost.
Abrupt endings are given to us to, I always say this, when the universe wants to get your attention, it first whispers. Yeah. And then it starts talking. And then it starts yelling. And then, if you just are completely not listening, it will come to an abrupt end.
It'll start screaming first, and then... And I love that analogy, or however you want to put that, because...
It's the way it works.
It's as the more aware... We've talked about this again in previous episodes. As you become more self-aware, awareness of your surroundings, awareness of yourself is the main part.
Sure. You catch it at the whisper.
You're aware of the whisper. All of a sudden, things.
Yeah. You don't need to be taught. You understand
there's
that
synchronicities,
you don't need to be talked to. You're screamed at anymore. You're like, I'm good. I'm listening. I'm within. And I don't know, man. SONday Chronicles was hard. It was a very difficult thing to do, because you are going against the world. Everything we talked about was against these current belief systems that are put into play. But I think after we talked about them, we understood why they are in play. We respect the fact that they are in play, and that if they weren't in play, we would never learned anything. There wouldn't be, I jokingly said this, but it would be a what the fuck existence. And
you wouldn't evolve. I feel that you wouldn't evolve or learn more about yourself at all, because there's nothing to challenge you in a way.
Yeah, this episode is, we don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker,
Who
burn.
sings that again?
That is the infamous Bloodhound Gang. And we mean, SONday Chronicles. SONday Chronicles, we wrote our songs and we're letting them go. And I hope one day that, millions of people are watching, and then they're creating their own versions of understandings, and it spreads and spreads and spreads, and that's the point. Nonetheless, it's this was, for me, it was I write songs, I write music and things like that to release, to talk about life, to talk about this. This was just kind of a spoken word music thing for...
Well, it's also just really like a diary, basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of documentation.
Diary. It's a documentation of just what's going on in the world and what we've observed and what I think has happened. Things that we've discussed are things that have happened for thousands of years and continue. It's part of this life cycle. Yeah. Everything we talked about is just our interpretation of life and how we've gotten through it. Really.
Another lens to look at life through, and no advice whatsoever. If you would like to watch them, we have a YouTube channel, Sun, Mind, and Body. We have an Instagram, Sun, Mind, and Body. We're right on Facebook, Sun, Mind, and Body. And the little twist that we're throwing in is that, Cassie?
So SONday Chronicles may be over, but don't you worry, we will never go away.
Yes.
We are doing...
we're shifting gears.
We're shifting gears to Sun Salutations. So we're going to do another...
Sun Salutations.
Sun as an S-O-N.
S-O-N.
Salutations. So,
for all you yogis out there, you know what we're referring to, but...
No, but we're switching gears just as we're letting go of the old. Part of the old was SONday Chronicles. So we're just going to kind of go a different direction. Perhaps keep it lighter, just kind of see how it goes, because we are now in a new chapter of our lives as well.
Yeah.
As
things
the shift
are
is happening.
Personally happening with us, and things we talked about last episode about, not only projecting, but doing and taking action, and that's what we've been doing.
Because the universe knows nothing else but the feelings and emotions and actions that you're putting into place. It's going to make...
It's providing us with opportunities that we act on, and those are happening, and we're very stoked and very grateful. And what I want to do with Sun Salutations, is because SONday Chronicles is no more. Is like Cassie said, I want it's going to be a higher vibration. We've dove into the abyss and stared the abyss in the face.
Discussing a lot about hate and belief systems and separation and what's causing this. And
we've lost our fear of all of those things, and they're going away. I want to talk about, some really cool things that I find fascinating that are happening in the world that no one talks about.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk
many
about
avenues this can go
I'm going to
into.
talk about companies that I'm extremely fascinated with and would like to venture out with in the future. I want to talk about some cool shit that we're doing here. I want to, and it'll come to us. We're not going to rush anything. We're going to take our time, but we just wanted to say thank you to everybody that
who commented, watched,
sent sweet stuff, man.
We see how our Facebook feeds change. Sometimes it feels like, and it's just cool to see.
It's cool to see it. It's cool to see the unity starting to happen, and
that collective consciousness really is coming into play.
It's
more and more.
Getting every single day. It's growing and growing and growing, and the opposite of that, we've talked about it hundreds of times, but that existence of that selfishness and that greed and that we're watching dwindle away is being replaced by this high vibrational consciousness. It's beautiful to watch, and
it's going to be interesting to say the least of how it's going to all play out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't predict it, nor are we meant to. I think it's
observe it, but
stay. Of course, your mind. I feel that my mind wanders there, but I always remember to come back to the moment, just because it's. I mean, just
that's
enjoy
all there
this.
is. Yeah.
That's all there is, and so.
Abrupt endings, this isn't an abrupt ending, this is
abrupt endings are typically
badass.
Yes, I find that abrupt endings usually mean they're usually terrible. We're not saying that us ending SONday Chronicles is terrible, but I mean in general in life, when something comes to a screeching halt or a dead end, something that you didn't plan on, whatever it may be,
it's fucking
relationships,
terrible.
jobs, whatever, it's terrible, and it feels like there's nothing you can do. However, that means it's time for a beginning, and I think we've all heard things like that, but it really is true. It's time for new. The universe was screaming at you, and maybe actually what you said, I think the universe whispers at you maybe for a long time before that abrupt halt started, just like you said a few minutes ago.
I mean,
it's a process. But you're probably you may have been too caught up to notice those whispers and those warning signs and things like that. So it's just a way to refocus your life, I find, when something ends. And so similar to that, as we end SONday Chronicles, we're going to be shifting more to where our life is. It's a little bit lighter. And
it's about enjoyment. And, this existence is when you go through that process of letting go and understanding on a personal level, you find yourself manifesting and knowingly manifesting your life, and it's enjoyable. It's something that we want to share with the world, because y'all gotten to see 50 episodes of our life, our understanding, our digging deep, like I said, diving into the abyss, and it's high time, God damn it, that we see that positive side, and it's here. And I can feel it, and I know our personal shift is here, and
I think others, just from observation, are going through both sides of this shift. I see people around me just looking worn out and beat up. You can tell something's off or something's not right, but then I see others with a more what you might say is a positive direction, working on themselves, whether it be physical activity, whether it be meditation going within, or doing community things.
Reading.
It's so interesting how you can see a split. Again, as we always say, it's really neat to observe.
Observe yourself first, and that's something that we've always said. Observing yourself is it's a form of meditation. Breathing is the basic beautiful form of meditation, and You can do it while you're walking around, you know. And
I'm sure we're going to be talking a lot more about that side of things, as we said. So
yeah, we're going to start talking about our, you know, I feel us shifting into more of a
more metaphysical
but fitness.
But also
you know, the fitness is coming through.
So it'll be cool. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I am projecting travel. You know, a lot of our future is going to be.
All we are manifesting.
Yeah, it's going to be traveling the world and talking and meeting people and, you know, doing our thing that route, and then having.
And that's about it. We're
Yeah.
gonna say, because we're not saying everything. Come
No,
on.
those are my projections.
I know, but
so doing these
Then
sun salutations from across the world.
Oh, of course, that is definitely in our
Yeah,
future.
that's definitely I want to do those things.
There's
But
a lot of things, but we're not talking about those.
anyways,
Anything else?
you didn't say anything about my jacket.
You always walk around in fancy jackets in the house.
I do. Yeah, I wore a tux jacket tonight. I really like this.
No, I love that. You got that at not a thrift, like a consignment, right?
It was.
Like it's an older jacket.
What's it? Yeah, it's a very old jacket, and it's super fitted with the short sleeves. I like layers. I think my fashion thing, even in the summertime, I think you can layer and it still look fly.
I'm wearing a
I really
sweatshirt.
enjoyed episode 49. That guy V.
Yeah, it was a sweet guest to have.
After the show, I saw him and he's like, it was hot. He had like a mask and a jacket on. I wonder who that was. He wore the mask all the way to his limo, and then I guess took it off, but I didn't get to see who it was. He was very funny though.
Hilarious.
It's a really good song by R.E.M.
Anything else?
Nope.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
saying it out loud. I'm officially done with Sunday Chronicles. I'm letting it go. All of that energy is gone, and I'm welcoming the new. Welcome the new. Welcome the new. Welcome the new.